Hey everybody, today I'm going to be talking about creating drum breaks in the drums that I kind of worked with on the previous Line 47 album, which I'm in the process of getting pressed right now. And that was to start using a lot more probability sequencing in my drums. So here I've got a 707 kit, just some of the basic sounds. It's not all of the sounds here, but I've got a lot of different probability happening. And that's using the maybe command, which is the Y command you can see throughout this whole phrase here. So if we look at this hi-hat, let's go ahead and solo that out and you can hear it on its own. The probability here is the YA, and you can see on the screen here, this little cheat sheet over here, you've got the maybe commands. YA would pretty much fall between Y9 and YB, so somewhere in the range of maybe, let's say, 65%. So likelihood that it is going to trigger, sometimes it won't. Let's hear what that sounds like. Okay, and I've also got some volume commands in here and some note cuts as well, so that's adding a little bit of variation as well. But now let's take all of the Y commands out and hear the difference when it just plays as it's sequenced. No probability. So we'll go ahead and add that back in now, and we can hear the difference. Put the YA back in for every note in the hi-hat column. So much more random and, probability kind of sequence here. So let's open up the rest of this and hear the full beat with the probability on other things like the kick, the cowbell, the open hi-hat, the second snare, and the clap. All right, now on the album I just finished up, I did a lot of sequencing like this, where I had the probability kind of packed into one particular phrase, and then I would create multiple phrases and then kind of trigger between the different phrases when I was writing a song. And I'm wanting to kind of take that a little bit further, but before I get into that, I did want to kind of point out what's going on here with, let's zoom in on one of these here. Let's say the open hi-hat. And I'm going to adjust this sequence to only play, well, we'll just let it play all the way through. So this Y3 command, you can see here over on our maybe command cheat sheet here, is really pretty sparse, 20% of the time. So if I let this play, really not happening very often, which is what I wanted, just very kind of occasionally happening in the beat. Now, one interesting thing here is down at the bottom, I have the B0 command, which is where it will play backwards. And you can set maybe commands on something like this backwards note, or maybe a note cut or something like that. And so let's hear it without. You can hear that open hi-hat, open and then reverse. So if I just set this back, it's going to play every time, but it's only going to reverse some of the time. You can see it's not hit yet. Still not. There it did. So I don't know how many times that played through before it hit that probability, but this way, if I set the probability for the open hi-hat as well, that probability is kind of compounded there. So the hi-hat needs to be triggered, and then also the backwards needs to be triggered as well. So that adds an additional level of variation. Now, what I'm wanting to do to kind of get a little bit deeper on this and kind of have some more randomization to the patterns is go out here to my main editor. I've got a drum group here. I don't have any effects on anything yet. And basically starting to break this phrase down into kind of multiple phrases for single instruments. And why I'm wanting to do that is that way I can kind of have them run at different like timing. So instead of having everything run on like 32 lines in a phrase, I'm looking at, let's say, for example, I have this, this is kind of like the second snare. So you can see the probability here is Y4. So that's 30%. It's got some different volume commands as well and a retrigger on this first one. So if I just play this, I'm going to also set this so that it doesn't repeat the whole phrase, so we can actually hear this happen with some sort of regularity. Okay, so I'm going to set this just to run, I don't know, starting at, just starting at 8 or starting at 9 and going to 23. So you can hear that it's about 30% chance of playing or not. And so I've got this, which is my third phrase. If I go back to my editor here and I go back up to the top, you can see I've got, we'll call this the alt snare. And then this is the main 707 right now. It's going to do the same thing with the hi-hat over here. So let's do that right now so you can see kind of what I'm thinking there. So what I would do to create the hi-hat is basically take this entire hi-hat column, copy it, create a new phrase, paste it in, and then let's just listen to it first. Just to make sure that it's doing what I would expect it to do. And now what I'm going to do here to get some additional randomization is I'm going to drop this from 32 down to 30. So what this means is I'm also going to take the hi-hat column out of my original beat completely because I'm just going to be using this hi-hat phrase. So this is going to be repeating at 30. This is going to be repeating at 32. So that means that the hi-hat is going to be shifting by 2 of these lines every 32, right? So it's going to constantly be kind of shifting through the drum sequence. And so in order to do that, I'm going to need to set up I think it was ZO2, and that's going to play the second phrase. Yep, so that looks good. So 1 is the drum beat, 2 is the hi-hat, and let's see, 3, I'm going to get rid of 3 for now. We're not using that just yet. And then this 3, I'm going to set this back and not have it loop. This is set to 65. So if our original beat here is playing at 32, 65 is a lot longer than 32. So that is going to, probability of that is going to be even less because it's going to be playing every 2 full beats. This is going to kind of play through once. A little bit less because, again, I'm not using an even value of 32, but 65. So if I go back to my editor here, so I've got my 1, 2, and 3, and all these are starting at this beginning section that I'm calling chorus right now. So what's going to be important, though, for this to be able to loop and adjust in kind of a different time frame is once it plays through these 64 notes and then it moves on to the fifth block here, I don't want to re-trigger anything. I want to let it keep playing that original loop, and that allows it to slowly change kind of the timing in the time signature for this alternate snare in the hi-hat. So I'm going to add a couple more slots in here after the 5 so we can hear that play out. I'm just going to loop that. We'll start at the top. So we can see the drum beat is looping every 32. Hi-hat every 30. I don't see this one playing, so maybe I don't have it set up quite right. Z03, looks like it is. Oh, yeah, I just saw it play by there. Oh, I know what's up. I turned off the repeat and didn't reset it from when I had messed with it before. So let me adjust this back. And there we go. Now it's playing the full amount. And yeah, anyways, I'm going to be exploring this more for some of my sequencing. If you have any questions or want to chat more about it, I post videos occasionally about my workflow here on my YouTube channel. So check it out. And until next time, see ya.